X's new girlfriend asked why we broke up. I told her the truth about his cheating and now his life is falling apart. Last weekend changed everything. I, 24F, was at a concert with my friends, enjoying the music and atmosphere. The venue was packed, and we found a good spot near the stage. Between sets, I went to grab drinks at the bar. While waiting in line, someone tapped my shoulder. I turned around and found myself face to face with Alex, 28M, my ex-boyfriend of 3 years. He stood there with a wide smile, arms extended for a hug, with a woman beside him. My body froze. 3 years of memories crashed through my mind in an instant. I stepped back, avoiding his embrace. My hands started to shake. The woman beside him looked confused. Alex introduced her as Megan. He asked how I was doing, as if we were old friends who had simply drifted apart. I stared at them both. Something in me snapped. The music faded to background noise. I called Alex exactly what he was, a cheater and a liar. I asked how he had the nerve to approach me so casually after what he did. The words poured out of me, fueled by months of suppressed anger. Both Alex and Megan stood there, looking shocked. My friends noticed the commotion and quickly pulled me away before I could say more. They took me home and my roommate stayed with me that night. The next morning, I received a Facebook message from Megan. She wanted to know why Alex and I broke up. According to her, Alex told her we were together for 3 years, that I was super easygoing, and that our breakup was mutual and friendly because he moved away for a job. She mentioned they met at a music festival about 7 months ago and had been dating since then. After witnessing my reaction at the concert, Megan wrote that she was questioning everything Alex had told her. None of what Alex told her was true, not one word. I met Alex during my sophomore year of college. I was 20, he was 24, and worked at a local tech company. Our relationship started out great. He was charming, confident, and seemed to know exactly what to say. My friends liked him. My parents thought he was polite and ambitious. I believed I had found someone special. The problem started small. Alex would make plans and cancel at the last minute. When I expressed disappointment, he would turn it around and say I was being too demanding. He would check my phone when I wasn't looking. If I questioned him, he would say all couples shared everything and I must be hiding something if I had a problem with it. Alex had strange rules. I couldn't post certain photos on social media without his approval. My clothing choices were subject to his opinions. When I tried to talk about these issues, he would either ignore me completely or twist my words until I gave up trying to explain myself. Sometimes he would even bring up my insecurities to distract from the actual problem. Alex frequently talked about his past girlfriends. According to him, they were all unstable or obsessive. He would say things like, "My ex Tanya started showing up at my workplace after we broke up," or "Jamie called me 50 times in one night when I didn't answer her text right away." I believed these stories at the time. I wanted to be different from those crazy women. I wanted to be the understanding girlfriend who didn't make a fuss. During arguments, Alex had a particular way of shutting me down. He would say, "If you really loved me, you wouldn't bring this up." Or, "I guess I just care more about this relationship than you do." After these conversations, I often found myself apologizing even when I had done nothing wrong. Looking back, it's clear that Alex was manipulating me. But at the time, I couldn't see it. I was young, and this was my first serious relationship. I thought relationships required compromise and sacrifice. I didn't realize that compromise should go both ways. The final breaking point came when I discovered messages between Alex and Jennifer, a casual acquaintance from my study group. The messages went back months. There were late-night conversations, plans to meet up when I was out of town, and explicit photos. What hurt the most was that these messages showed a different side of Alex, attentive, considerate, and romantic. All the things he rarely showed me anymore. When I confronted Alex with evidence of his cheating, he denied it at first. He called me paranoid and said I was invading his privacy. When I showed him screenshots of the conversations, he changed tactics. He blamed me for working too much on my degree and not paying enough attention to him. He said I had become boring. He listed all the ways I had failed as a girlfriend, making it sound like his affair was a logical consequence of my shortcomings. Despite everything, I broke up with him reluctantly. I told him I still cared about him and hoped we could be civil. I even apologized for looking through his messages. That's how deep his manipulation had reached. I felt guilty for discovering his betrayal. About 2 weeks after our breakup, I learned from a mutual friend that Alex was moving to a neighboring city for a new job. He never mentioned this job opportunity during our relationship or breakup. It was yet another secret he had kept from me. I went completely no contact after that. I blocked Alex on all social media platforms and asked mutual friends not to mention him around me. I needed to heal, and any reminder of him only reopened wounds. That was about a year ago. With time and distance, I began to see our relationship for what it truly was. The small problems weren't small at all. They were warning signs of controlling behavior. The times he made me doubt my own memory or perception weren't misunderstandings. They were deliberate manipulation tactics. My friends later revealed things Alex had said behind my back, contradicting what he told me directly. They admitted they had concerns about our relationship but didn't know how to approach the subject with me. I learned that Jennifer wasn't the only one. There had been others, including a coworker he had claimed to dislike. Over the months, my perception shifted. What I once viewed as love now looked like dependency. What I thought was passion now appeared as control. What I believed was my fault now seemed like calculated manipulation. I threw myself into finishing my degree and building new friendships. I started a job I enjoy. My life improved dramatically without Alex in it. I avoided places he might frequent and managed to go almost a year without seeing him, until the concert last weekend. Now I'm faced with Megan's message. I'm not sure what to do. If I tell her the truth about Alex, he'll likely tell her I'm just a bitter ex trying to ruin his current relationship. If I ignore her message, I'm potentially allowing another woman to go through what I experienced. I've been staring at her message for hours, weighing my options. I could simply tell her to talk to Alex about it, but I know from experience that he'll twist the facts. I could ignore the message entirely, but that feels wrong. I could tell her everything, but she has no reason to believe me over him. What complicates matters further is that Megan mentioned Jennifer is still friends with Alex. This information caught me by surprise. According to Megan, she has expressed concerns about their friendship, but Alex dismisses these conversations quickly, saying a relationship can't exist without trust. I recognize that line. It's the same one he used with me whenever I questioned anything. I don't know if Alex has changed. People can change, but his pattern of behavior with Megan sounds eerily familiar. The way he's dismissing her concerns, the continued friendship with someone he had an affair with, and the false narrative about our breakup all suggest he's the same person I knew. If someone had warned me about Alex early on, would I have listened? Probably not. I was too captivated by his charm to see the red flags. But looking back, I wish someone had tried. I've decided to reply to Megan. I'll keep it factual and brief. She deserves to know the truth, even if she chooses not to believe it. Whatever happens next is beyond my control, but at least I'll know I tried to help someone avoid the pain I experienced. Update 1. After much deliberation, I responded to Megan's message. I apologized for my reaction at the concert and explained that contrary to what Alex told her, we broke up because he had been having an affair for months. I kept it brief and factual, wishing her well at the end. After sending the message, I turned off Facebook notifications and went to work, trying to distract myself from the anxiety of waiting for her response. When I checked my phone during lunch break, Megan had already replied. She thanked me for my honesty and shared something troubling. After the concert incident, she had asked Alex why I reacted so strongly. He claimed he had no idea why I was upset and suggested I might have been drunk or confused him with someone else. This lie made her suspicious, which led to her contacting me. Megan then asked why Alex would speak fondly of our relationship if he had cheated. Her next question made my stomach drop. She asked if I knew anything about Jennifer. According to Megan, Jennifer was still very much present in Alex's life, and they had multiple discussions about the appropriateness of this friendship. Alex always shut down these conversations. I took some time to craft my response. I told Megan I couldn't explain Alex's contradictory behavior. I emphasized that I was only speaking from my experience. Then I confirmed what she probably already suspected. Jennifer was the woman Alex had cheated on me with. I mentioned I hoped their current relationship was platonic, though I doubted it, and encouraged her to trust her instincts. I apologized for being the bearer of bad news. A week passed without any response from Megan. I assumed she was processing the information or perhaps had decided I wasn't credible. Then I received another message from her. Megan thanked me again for my honesty and explained her silence. She had confronted Alex with what I told her. As expected, he denied everything. He claimed I was unstable and obsessed with him, that I had invented the affair because I couldn't accept our breakup. He showed her text messages from Jennifer confirming they were just friends. Megan almost believed him until she noticed something odd about the text messages. The dates didn't line up with his story. When she pointed this out, Alex became defensive and accused her of not trusting him. Their argument escalated, with Alex eventually storming out of her apartment. While he was gone, Megan did something she wasn't proud of. She looked through his laptop, which he had left behind. There she found old messages between him and Jennifer that confirmed my story. She also discovered recent exchanges that were clearly beyond friendship. When Alex returned, Megan confronted him with this evidence. His reaction followed a familiar pattern. Denial, then anger, then blame shifting. He accused Megan of violating his privacy and tried to justify his behavior by claiming she had been distant lately. Megan ended their relationship that night. She told me Alex had been calling and texting her constantly since then, alternating between apologies and accusations. His friends had also reached out to her saying she was overreacting and that Alex was devastated. What surprised me most was Megan's next revelation. She had contacted Jennifer directly. Jennifer initially denied everything, but when Megan mentioned the evidence she had seen, Jennifer's story changed. She admitted to the past affair with Alex but claimed their recent interactions were just friendly. When Megan pressed further, Jennifer revealed that Alex had told her similar things about me, that I was controlling and unstable. Jennifer also shared that during our relationship, Alex had portrayed me as a temporary girlfriend he wasn't serious about. This contradicted what he told me, that he saw a future with me and was considering proposing after I graduated. Megan and I exchanged a few more messages, comparing notes on our experiences with Alex. The similarities were striking. The same complaints about previous crazy exes, the same tactics to avoid responsibility, even the same phrases used to dismiss concerns. 2 days ago, I received an unexpected message from Alex. He accused me of deliberately sabotaging his relationship with Megan out of jealousy. He claimed I had twisted facts and poisoned Megan against him. He demanded I contact Megan and fix the damage I had caused. I didn't respond to Alex's message. Instead, I blocked him on this platform too. His attempt to blame me for the consequences of his own actions only confirmed that he hadn't changed at all. Megan and I have continued to message occasionally. There's an unexpected solidarity between us. Two women who experience the same manipulation from the same man. She's struggling with self-doubt, questioning how she missed the signs. I remember that feeling all too well. I'm still processing everything that's happened. Part of me feels vindicated that someone else saw through Alex's facade. Another part of me wishes Megan hadn't had to experience this pain at all. What stands out to me is how Alex maintained the same patterns across relationships. The same lies, the same manipulation tactics, even the same affair partner. It's as if he has a playbook he follows, regardless of who he's with. I didn't set out to end Alex's relationship with Megan. I simply answered her questions honestly. The aftermath has been complicated and messy, but I don't regret my decision to tell her the truth. Update 2. I hadn't planned to write another update, but recent events warrant one. About a month after my last post, Megan and I met for coffee. What started as a brief meeting to return some of Alex's belongings, which he had left at her place and refused to collect, turned into a 3-hour conversation. Megan shared more details about her relationship with Alex. The similarities to my experience were uncanny. The same pattern of isolation from friends, the same dismissal of concerns, the same gaslighting techniques. She mentioned that Alex had begun criticizing her clothing choices and monitoring her social media activity before they broke up. During our conversation, Megan's phone kept buzzing with messages. She finally checked it and showed me. It was Jennifer. Apparently, after Megan broke up with Alex, he had started officially dating Jennifer. According to Jennifer's messages, Alex had been telling people that Megan was unstable and had fabricated reasons to end their relationship. More surprisingly, Jennifer was reaching out to apologize to Megan. She claimed she was ending things with Alex after discovering he was still trying to contact Megan while simultaneously telling Jennifer they were exclusive. Jennifer had found messages on Alex's phone to another woman as well. The cycle was continuing with a new rotation of players. What happened next was unexpected. 2 weeks ago, I was grocery shopping when I noticed Alex at the end of the aisle. I immediately turned to leave, but he had already seen me. He approached quickly, blocking my path. Alex looked different, disheveled and tired. He asked if we could talk. When I tried to move past him, he grabbed my cart to stop me. His voice was loud enough that other shoppers turned to look. He demanded to know why I had teamed up with Megan against him. I kept my responses brief and tried to end the conversation. Alex became increasingly agitated. He claimed I had ruined his life by spreading lies. When I pointed out that his own actions were responsible for his current situation, he raised his voice further. A store employee noticed the confrontation and approached us. Alex immediately changed his demeanor, smiling and saying we were just having a discussion. The employee asked if everything was okay, looking at me. I said no, it wasn't, and that I would appreciate help leaving the store. The employee stayed with me while I checked out and then walked me to my car. I thanked him for his help and drove home shaking. That evening, I received messages from unknown numbers. Some contained accusations similar to what Alex had said in the store. Others were more threatening, suggesting I should watch my back and that I would regret interfering in Alex's life. I blocked these numbers and documented everything. The next day, I filed a report with the local police. They took the information but said there wasn't much they could do without more specific threats. They advised me to continue documenting any contact and to consider a restraining order if things escalated. I also contacted Megan to warn her about Alex's behavior. She revealed she had experienced similar harassment after their breakup. She had already changed her phone number once and was considering moving to a different apartment. 3 days ago, Jennifer contacted me directly. She apologized for her role in Alex's affair during our relationship. She explained that Alex had told her we were already broken up, but keeping it quiet for appearances. She admitted she should have verified this with me directly instead of taking his word. Jennifer shared that after confronting Alex about messages to other women, he had become verbally abusive. She ended their relationship and blocked him everywhere. Now she was receiving the same type of harassing messages from unknown numbers that Megan and I had experienced. It seems Alex's pattern extends beyond his romantic relationships to how he handles rejection and accountability. The three of us, myself, Megan, and Jennifer, have compared timelines and stories. The overlaps are disturbing. There were times when Alex was juggling all three of us, telling each of us different versions of reality. Yesterday, I received a message from a woman named Tanya. The name was familiar. Alex had mentioned her as one of his crazy exes who supposedly stalked him after they broke up. Tanya found me through a mutual acquaintance and reached out after hearing about recent events. Her story matched ours in many ways. She wasn't a stalker. She had confronted Alex about cheating, and he had spread rumors about her mental stability in response. This pattern goes back further than I realized. Update 3. It's been half a year since my last update, and I wanted to provide a final conclusion to this chapter of my life. The situation with Alex eventually resolved itself, though not in a way any of us expected. After my last update, the harassment from unknown numbers continued for about a month. I documented everything and was in the process of filing for a restraining order when the messages suddenly stopped. I discovered the reason through a mutual acquaintance. Alex had accepted a job in another state and moved away. According to this acquaintance, Alex had portrayed his move as an exciting career advancement rather than an escape from the consequences of his actions. Before he left, Alex apparently told people that his exes had formed a vendetta against him out of jealousy. He painted himself as the victim of a conspiracy, rather than acknowledging any wrongdoing. Classic Alex behavior. Megan, Jennifer, Tanya, and I met for dinner about 2 months ago. What could have been an awkward gathering turned into an evening of shared relief and mutual support. We exchanged contact information and agreed to warn each other if Alex ever returned to the area. During that dinner, Tanya mentioned she had been in touch with 2 other women who had dated Alex before me. Their experiences mirrored ours so closely it was eerie. The same manipulation tactics, the same accusations about crazy exes, the same cheating patterns. One of these women had dated Alex for only 3 months, but was still dealing with the emotional impact years later. I've reflected a lot on why I stayed with Alex for so long despite the red flags. I was young and inexperienced. I believed relationships required sacrifice. I thought love meant acceptance without question. I didn't recognize manipulation for what it was. My experiences with Alex and the aftermath have changed how I approach relationships. I pay attention to patterns of behavior rather than words. I trust my instincts when something feels wrong. I've established boundaries that I maintain consistently. I occasionally receive updates about Alex through mutual connections. Last I heard, he was dating someone new in his current location. I considered reaching out to warn her, but decided against it. I've done what I can by being honest with those who asked directly. As for Megan, she's moved on admirably. She changed jobs recently and seems happier. Jennifer is traveling abroad for work. Tanya is engaged to someone she describes as the complete opposite of Alex. We don't stay in regular contact, but there's a silent understanding between us, a shared experience that created an unusual bond. I sometimes wonder if Alex will ever recognize his pattern of behavior or take responsibility for the hurt he's caused. Based on his consistent responses to confrontation, I doubt it. Some people prefer to rewrite reality rather than face it. Looking back at my original post from over a year ago, I'm struck by how uncertain I was about telling Megan the truth. Now I'm confident it was the right decision, not because it led to Alex's departure, or because it validated my experiences, but because everyone deserves the truth when they ask for it directly. The entire situation with Alex is now firmly in my past. While it was painful and complicated, I've emerged with valuable lessons, unexpected connections, and a stronger sense of self. Sometimes the most difficult chapters teach the most important lessons.